Maybe you've been playing Far Cry 5 for a little while and you've decided, I need some help. I don't want to go it alone. That's great, because we're here to give you recruiting tips on how to get people to help you out. Let's start off with the basics on how we do this. In the basics section, we're going to look at the type of people you can recruit, how to use perk points to open up another slot, and yeah, where to find them on the screen. So let's scroll around the screen here. A bunch of different options. That's going to be the spot right here, but there's a bunch of different screens you can scroll back and forth with the trigger buttons on your controller. We're going to look at this specific one right here, and this screen gives us options and all the available characters or key characters that we can unlock. As you can see, they're not just people, there's animals. We've got Boomer the dog. Here's Nick Rye, pilot. I used quite a bit at the start. You can see how many kills I have on the screen there. There's another sniper I've used partially. Another thing you'll notice is they each have different skill sets. Some of the skill sets can be valuable in certain situations, and a liability in others. Depending on the terrain you're fighting and the type of weapons you'll need to get specific jobs done. There's also animals, of course, cute little kitty cat. And yeah, there's a bunch of different ways. This lady does the helicopter stuff. Some of these people I've unlocked in my quest, some of them I haven't, so you can probably tell what I've preferred. And in my case, it's snipers, triangulate and snipe away. Yeah, I prefer to recruit specific snipers because they have a certain skill. But of course, that's how I play. Now you can play however you'd like. If you hit that assign button, you'll see you can select up to 2 squad slots. Now at first you're only going to have one squad slot, and we'll look into that later. Like right there, I switched and put the lady in the squad and took this guy off. Once you guys off the squad, they'll have a certain amount of time till they come back. Now, if they get killed and you completely killed and you don't revive them, they will eventually come back, but it'll be a longer period of time before you can actually use them. So they'll be unavailable for a certain amount of time. I've seen it as high as 6-7 minutes. Now, to get that second slot, what you're going to need to do is go to the perks screen, and you're going to have to use perk points. Now what we're looking at is this one in the very bottom right hand corner. We're getting right there we are. It's called leadership, and what you'll do after you accumulate perk points is you will get a chance to unlock this for a second person to help you, instead of just having one was what you'll have when you start out. So yeah, what you want to do is accumulate perk points so you can unlock that. And there's a number of different ways you can accumulate perk points. As we're scrolling to the next screen here, it just gives you, there's a number of different challenges you can do. Again, you play how you want to play. The more variety of weapons you use to get kills and stuff, the more perk points you're going to unlock. And then once you unlock those perk points, you can use them for a variety of things, not just the leadership slot, but in this specific situation, you know, you'd like to use the leadership slot. So that's what you're going to have to do, is get those points and maybe beat a few other things. You might have to level up a certain amount to get to that second slot, because initially you're only going to start with one person to help you out. But anyway, if you look through the data, you can see what I prefer to do, and you know, but this is your game. You can play however you want. It's kind of nice thing about it is it's not there's a lot of different ways to play, and a lot of them, different ones can be successful. That's what's cool about this game. Next, let's take a look at how to recruit. If you look at the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, there's a guy right there. All you need to do is go up to him and he'll say hire. But oh, we can't because the roster's full. what you would do is you have to remove a fighter completely from the roster. So try to choose who you want, and then once these people that you recruit from the resistance and stuff get kills, they are going to basically unlock certain skills. I think it's like up to 12 kills or something like that, and then you can choose whether you like those skills or not and go with another person. Again, lots of different styles of fighting, lots of different people you can recruit for your resistance. Yeah, there's a ton of choices. I preferred snipers, of course. Now let's look at targeting. So there's two ways you can target. One is with your scope on your sniper, or you can use binoculars, which is in the top right part of the control pad. And once they're marked red, once the target is marked red, you can hit the right control pad or the left control pad, and that will allow one of your recruits to start shooting at, or that'll command them to start shooting at the specific target you've aimed for, and you can always change that as you go. But it's a cool feature you can do, when you're dividing up which Peggies to go after as well. In this segment, we're going to take a look at how to revive a downed team member. So you're in a hot battle with some crazy Peggies, and they appear to have the upper hand. They've knocked out some of your allies, and what you want to do is you want to keep them alive. So you go up to them, and you hold down the revive button. It'll say on your screen, of course, and then they're back up again. And oh, there's another one down. Okay, we got to try to revive them. Sometimes if you have the right team members, they can revive you and revive other team members as well. In our final segment, we're going to cover transportation options. There's a number of different ways you can go about doing this. You can see I'm riding a Ski-Doo, and one of my team members is behind me, or actually riding with me. So yeah, now you can't always fit all of them onto the same thing, so sometimes they'll take their own vehicle. What's really cool on this is you can fly your own plane or helicopter, and they will ride along as a passenger. If you can see back there, one of my team members or recruits is going to ride with me. Yeah, it's a pretty sweet game. Oh, and by the way, Nick Rye has his own plane, as I mentioned earlier, so he can take out targets from the air while you're on the ground, and take out any aircraft. Another cool feature is you don't always have to drive yourself. If you see, I'm going to the map here, you can actually be a passenger. So let's say, for example, I'm on the map and I'd like to go to this spot right here. Give it just a minute to come up. Okay. Our GPS is giving us the best available route. So we're going to travel from this point A to point B. Okay. We don't have to drive ourselves. We can actually ride as a passenger, and one of our recruits will get in the vehicle and drive for us. Pretty sweet, pretty cool. It allows you to take a break from playing for a little bit, or does it? If you look in the middle of the screen, there's a button that says lean out. If you hold down the button, you can actually lean out the window and start shooting at things. Eventually, I'm going to lean out here. Yeah, the lean out feature is pretty cool, and yeah, so you can actually take part in combat while as a passenger. Also, I don't show it here, but there's some Peggies have some vehicles with mounted guns, and you can either have your team member on the mounted gun, or you can be on the mounted gun yourself. It's good for taking out aircraft and stuff like that. Yeah, a lot of cool things about this game, and you can play how you want to play. That's what I like about it. Yeah. So that basically ramps up our recruiting tips, and hopefully this helps you out. I am signing out. Thank you for watching.